Good to meet you at last. Shows Moshville Times, and I'm here with Pedge. Am I saying that right?
Peach.
See, I'm terrible at reading. I'm much better at listening. But yeah, really good to meet you face to face at long last. I last saw you all back at Bloodstock.
Okay.
Yeah, so I saw you on stage there. I was down there with a beer in hands when I was down there working Bloodstock in 2021.
Nice.
Um,
Nice.
I understand that was like you guys' first proper gig.
Yeah. That was our first ever live show as PRF, yeah.
How was that?
That was insane. That was crazy. Like we didn't even know we were playing with it had been mentioned to us about a month before and then nothing ever came of it. And we played on Thursday night and we got told on the Sunday that they wanted us to play, and we were like one from the top on the Thursday night on the Sophie stage, and they wanted us to play for like an hour or so, over an hour, and we had sort of prepped this kind of like 20-30 minute set because just in case we were playing. And then the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on the run up then was a bit hectic in rehearsals getting a set together, but it was insane. We didn't know how that was going to go, to be honest, because obviously, we're playing Disney stuff and punk stuff, and obviously it's a very metal orientated crowd at Bloodstock. We weren't quite sure how it was going to go down, but everyone loved it, man. Like, we had a huge crowd.
Matt's not the giggle. And they're very geeky as well, which I think fits right into the TV orientated genre at the time.
Yeah.
I loved it myself. One of the few bands I kept most of. Because working on the interviews, I was stuck backstage most of the time interviewing bands. But it was so the last few years, obviously you guys are kind of gone, your last 2 years. You guys are kind of carried on going. It's not yet plateaued, is it? It's you carrying on going upwards.
Oh, it's just doing this at the minute, man. It's insane. Like the way things are going, it's blowing us away on a weekly basis at the minute,
It must be good. I mean, the one bit that I've always sort of run through my brain is like, how have you got away with it with Disney? Disney shut people down so quick, and
they do. But we like in terms of the music side of things and the streaming and everything, we pay cover licenses for every song, so that every stream that we get, the original writers and artists and composers, they get their money before we see anything. So we're totally above board with everything in terms of, well, with everyone, not just Disney, everything. The Disney albums we actually had cleared by Disney. We got a contact in Disney who checked them over and checked over things like the album artwork and stuff, because we were kind of parodying Disney characters on the artwork and stuff. We actually got it cleared by them, so that was pretty cool.
I must be loving it. They must be raking it in a little bit themselves at the moment.
I know, right? Yeah, making a little bit extra on top.
Yeah. Surprised you've not been asked to jump onto a Disney Channel yet with a little show of your own.
That'd be good. That'd be good. Be down with that.
Disney, if you're listening, get it done. US tour as well.
So that was supposed to be last year. We were supposed to go, I think it was October time. We had a few issues with the visas on that. So we were we had obviously had all the visa applications going through, and it was they were just taking so long that we were getting closer and closer and closer to going without visas. And we got to the point where we had to pay for the visas, and it was going to cost us a lot of money to get those visas done, with no real promise that they were going to get done in time. So it was, do we pay the money and potentially not be able to go and lose the money, or do we hold on to it, postpone the tour, and then get back out there then when we've got the visas already in place, So we went with that option in the end, and it ended up during that time, the time that we would have spent in America, we actually did the new album. So it's we've used the time wisely there.
It's kind of while you're doing the rounds of us media a lot at the moment.
Yeah,
based on musicals now as well. been listening to a bit in the car.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I'm very impressed. I can't help, for someone that's a metalhead, it's
okay,
amazing how often I find myself singing along when I'm sat in the car.
yeah,
It's, yeah, of course, like of my age group, I grew up like the 90s and the early 2000s kind of punk rock sound. That's kind of my gateway to metal.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah,
so yeah, that's probably why you went down so well at Bloodstock.
yeah,
Um,
100%.
and it just sucks you in every time. Okay. And it's also, of course, it's stuff I can listen to with the wife. She doesn't mind. Usually it's turn that angry music off. So it's fantastic. How did you go through the choice of the tracks you were going to go through?
So
And who does that? Is it a team effort or just yourself?
yeah, we do that between us. Like it's a very methodical process, to be honest. I mean, what we tend to do is it's the same with the Disney, the Disney stuff and anything else that we're doing. We look at, for example, with this album, which musicals are trending, or which musicals are getting the most streams or the most watches or have got the most publicity. And then we'll look at the soundtrack for that musical and see which tracks people are liking the most. So, whether that's on YouTube or Spotify or just there's just like a general, if any of them got viral or anything like that, then we just pick the ones that are being played and listened to the most.
It must be nice though when you find that your numbers are creeping up as well when you're playing those tracks.
Absolutely.
Have you got, with doing this sort of thing, have you got like any kind of like aspiring musical ambitions yourself? With going down this route. Is it something you've wanted to do yourself, or is it just like a bit of fun at the moment with converting them into the punk rock sound?
What with in terms of a musical, you mean?
I mean, you yourself as a singer. Is it because musicals are always a big thing for somebody that's got a voice.
Yeah. To be honest, no, it's not anything I've ever really considered. To be honest, I'm not a huge musical fan. I've seen a couple. Like I really enjoyed Jersey Boys. Jersey Boys was class. And I've watched things like School of Rock musicals and stuff, but the more kind of the more traditional musicals and not kind of my thing really. And I feel a little I'd be a little lost on stage without holding a guitar, to be honest.
Okay, we'll go back to the guitar sound then. You guys obviously being the punk rock scene. What was the band before? Because you mentioned this is that was the first gig you played earlier on as PRF. So who were you before?
Oh, so I mean, PRF wasn't anything before. We've all just been in separate bands previously. I know that the other boys, they have played, they did play in a band together, back in the early sort of 2000s times, back in the yeah, they were doing like the punk stuff. And yeah, we all just came together. We were all kind of friends that we knew each other through other people and stuff. And I worked on just like a little YouTube project with Cobb at one point, and then it all just kind of happened. We all kind of got together, and I think Benj had the initial idea about what we were doing, and then it just we started doing what we were doing, just chucking some videos up on YouTube, and then lockdown happened, and we put our foot on the gas because we had nothing else to do, to be honest.
Oh, well, yeah, lockdown was kind of your making, really, wasn't it? A lot of bands were struggling at the other ends, but you guys kind of took off. The whole TikTok, YouTube scene, and everything like that just was perfect for you guys, I guess.
Yeah, it was. It was ideal. Like everyone was at home. Yeah. Everyone was. TikTok had just sort of become a thing. You had parents at home. You had kids at home. No one could leave the house. The kids were watching Disney films and driving parents insane, I guess. And all of a sudden, then it was an outlet for the kids to listen to Disney stuff and the parents not to mind it so much, I guess.
I think it's worked perfectly in that avenue. And for the new album, you guys that comes out March the, is it 31st?
March 31st of March, yeah.
And are you guys planning anything special for the launch?
So we've got new videos coming out tomorrow, the 28th of Feb, which is the video for Defying Gravity. And then we've got a new video dropping on the 31st of March, which will be for the single that drops then with the album. Excuse me. But yeah, we have got something up our sleeve for the album launch. I don't think I can say what it is right now, but to be honest with you, it's something that we've been discussing for a while, and it's just kind of been left on the back burner. And funnily enough, we actually talked about it today, and we're going to make it happen now, ready for the 31st. So
Okay.
yeah, we got something good in mind.
Is this a stream or is this a live thing? Can you give me a little hint?
Bit of both.
Okay. There you go. Okay, I think we can hopefully put two and two together there. So yeah, well, we'll all be looking forward to that. I know my boss at Moshville Times absolutely loved you guys. He wrote glowing reviews your last album.
Oh, amazing.
And I think previously before actually. He's he loves that style of music, so he's was very happy when we heard we got you again.
Amazing.
Are you guys already planning more tours? I mean, at the moment, yeah, what does a band like yours do if you've got, because you're not going to have, your writing process, I can imagine, is not too long.
I mean, yeah, it's probably not as long as it would be as if we were writing from scratch, but
yeah.
we do essentially rewrite these songs. Like, we start with obviously the basis of an original of an already existing song, but musically and structurally, then they just get ripped apart, and we do essentially sort of rewrite them from scratch, and that, but with the vocal melody and stuff that everyone kind of already knows, but yeah, I mean, in terms of what's coming up, I mean, we've got a lot planned. We got a lot of stuff in the pipeline that that's a bit more international, and not just America. So we've got a big deal potentially coming up, that may get us maybe to Japan.
Ooh. If you're
how much of it
next year, that could be handy because I'm going to Japan next year.
Oh yeah, we'll see you there then.
Yeah.
And then obviously we're going to be. We've been to Germany a couple of times now, but we want to kind of make it more of a European run than just Germany specifically. So yeah, we're going to be looking at getting over to and doing a bit of a European run at some point now.
Over there, or anything like that?
What's that? Sorry.
Festivals over there or anything like that? Showed any interest?
Yeah. We've actually booked in for a couple of festivals in Europe this year. We're doing something in the Netherlands. We're doing Sweden, I think, somewhere in the Czech Republic, possibly. So yeah, we got a few bits and bobs coming up.
I imagine the Dutch absolutely loving you guys. To be fair,
yeah, I think it'll go. I think that's going to go down well over there. I think that's going to be really good.
Yeah, very well. And you filmed the show at Rock City.
We did.
Saturday night, was it?
Sorry,
Saturday night. Am I right? Saturday or Friday night?
Saturday night. Yeah.
So is that for would I be right in guessing that's for a nice live DVD coming out or anything like that?
Might be. Yeah, that we like as soon as Rock City was sold out,
yeah,
we knew we had to do something with that. Like, it's such a huge, iconic venue. To aside from festival crowds, it's the biggest crowd we've ever done. And it's the biggest crowd we've ever done that have bought tickets just to see us. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, festivals are a bit of a different game, but we had to do something special with it being sold out, and it didn't disappoint. Jesus, it was the most unbelievable night of our lives. It was absolutely bonkers.
You managed to start coming down yet, or are you still floating?
Do you know what? Even this morning, I was still floating around the house. I got to be honest, it was ridiculous. I've managed to come down a little bit this afternoon. I think now is about the only time that I've managed to scrape myself off the ceiling a little bit, because we've all been just in another world since Saturday night.
And what are you guys like as a band? Are you because you've been around the scene for a while, various members of the band and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you come across now quite calm and chilled, but are you starting to get a little bit of that that little ego at all as a band now that you're starting to get a bit of success at all? You get
Not,
big riders?
Do you know what? Completely the opposite. I got to be honest. We're so grateful and so humble with all this. Like, especially to be doing this now. We're all in our late 30s, and to be at a point in our lives now where we can do this as our source of income, as our job. And just to be doing something that we love, to be in the studio or on the road with our best mates, essentially. To be playing to crowds and just to be having, we have so much fun with it, but we're so grounded with it. Like, none of us, I think if any of us started getting an ego, I think the other three would rip them down.
Good to hear. Nobody having to pick out what the colours of the Smarties until you got one left.
No, absolutely not. No.
Perfect. Good to hear that. And so we mentioned the US tour earlier on. I've got a lot of US friends and people I chat to and stuff like that. When are they going to expect to see you reschedule and go back? Is that?
It's on the cards. We haven't got anything sorted for it yet. We've got. Originally, we thought, because we cancelled it last year, we were thinking it was going to be this year. But this year's diary has just filled up so quickly, and there's still other things potentially being added to it that I think it'll probably creep into next year now, I would imagine.
So they're going to get over here and see you, book their holidays. And,
yeah. The UK's lovely.
Yeah, weather's been great lately.
Oh yeah.
I mean, at least you got a good year for Bloodstock. It was bloody boiling last year, but so it was quite nice in the Sophie tent when you were on last year. Do you feel there was like a little boost given to you by Bloodstock, just because that's kind of our interest here?
100%. Like, we owe a lot to the Bloodstock team, Vicky and Alan, and everyone associated with Bloodstock. We're so grateful to them for taking it. Our agent at the time, he was like, "Hear me out. What do you think of these?" And they trusted him, and they took a risk. And we're still like meeting fans and speaking to people now that are like, first time I ever saw or heard of you was at Bloodstock, and like
back. So yeah, it's
yeah. So we do that. We're eternally grateful to the Bloodstock team. We see and speak to Vicky and Alan quite often at festivals and stuff, and they're such nice people, and we owe them a lot.
I think a party band, so to speak, an event like that, because it's you basically got heavy growls and screams all day long. And a party band like that, I think it gives it that something different.
It is 100%. I mean, it's a bit of light relief, I think, isn't it? If you at a metal festival, like you said, it's just constant metal. You need that. It's just that breather, isn't it?
Stupid and have a bit of a dance. The new album obviously is hitting March 31st. Is it literally just that? Have you got another one already in the works? Because I should imagine you are a bit of a fan.
No, we are, but nothing. No other albums ready yet. There's discussion. We're always having discussions on what the next one could potentially be. But maybe with the Japanese market creeping in now, there is talk of doing things like anime.
I had a little link. I was trying to think when you said Japan earlier on. I was like, there's a little market there, and especially here quite now, because like the UK market's really getting into the whole Japanese culture and Japanese scene. My boys both on the spectrum, and it's massive to them.
Okay.
So hearing you're in Japan, that would get them even more excited. I think I very much look forward to seeing you in the future.
Thank you.
Have you got what dates have you got left on your UK tour?
So UK tour now this week. Well, we're doing Bristol on Thursday. We got Birmingham on Friday and Glasgow on Saturday now this week. Then we've got a couple of weeks off actually. And then 24th, 25th of March, we are doing Liverpool and Cardiff. The following weekend, then we're doing Dublin and Belfast. Should be a laugh.
Oh yes.
Then that's the kind of end of the tour. Then we start the kind of festival run then. We're doing Takedown Festival in Portsmouth. We're doing Teddy Rocks in Dorset. Then we got some of the European festivals coming in then as well. And then we've got the tour at the end of the year then as well, which is just the stage we're going through tour. And we got some exciting things planned for that. It's going to be visually, it's going to be very different. It's not going to be a conventional kind of show.
Okay.
We've got some really cool ideas for that, which we'll keep under our hats for now. But we got some big shows. This tour starts on the 19th of October in Bristol, and then it goes on until the 4th of November, which finishes then in Birmingham, all over the UK. Big venues this time. They're all kind of 1,500 plus venues. So it's going to be some big shows. Tickets are on sale now. So they're available. You can check our socials, and there's always links to take you to the ticketing agencies for that. But those tickets are selling fast. I mean, obviously this current tour sold out pretty quickly. So we're not expecting this one to hang about too long either.
Well, hopefully I'll be able to catch you guys on tour somewhere over the next year, because it sounds like you guys are just one of the busiest bands around at the moment. Then you don't seem...
We like to keep busy.
Yeah, it's been absolutely lovely talking to you.
Thank you, man.
I will catch you again soon, hopefully. Cheers.
No worries at all. Thank you so much, dude.
Yes. Well, that's the end of the recording. And thank you very much for your time.